Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. I am Shanya Shea Forston, co-founder of Forston Consultants, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation. And I'm here with this amazing husband of mine, and we've got a surprise. Amazing.
Me.
You're amazing.
Did y'all hear that? I hope this is recorded. She said I was amazing.
You're amazing. You are amazing. So we are here as always on this amazing Saturday to honestly talk to you about the independent living facility, but we've got a special guest. So before we get started, you know who we are. We are the founders of the ILF model, which is the independent living facility model. We go all over the United States of America, the world, teaching people how to start independent living facilities, how to be successful, how to make an impact while making an income in your community and leaving generational wealth for your family. So again, it's a new lease on real estate, and that's who we are, what we do. Derek, if you want to introduce yourself, and we'll jump right into the conversation.
Just in case if you guys don't know me, my big mouth, my name is Derek Forston, and I am Mr. ILF. And I'm super excited that you guys are here because I say this all the time, but I really mean this. You guys have a lot of choices of where you could be on these internet streets, but y'all chose to be here, and I super appreciate that. So one more time, if you don't know me, Shay and I go all over the world, just like she said, showing people exactly what you've been praying for. A lot of y'all been praying for something just like this. 100%. You want to help people, you love God, and you've been trying to get into real estate. Well, lucky for you, those are the three components that make up our entire business: the love for God, the love for people, and the love for real estate. And lucky for you, we're the trademark owners of the independent living facility model. So we are the guidance that you've been looking for. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. And what's cool about this model, it doesn't require a license. You don't have to own the property, and you don't have to go and buy a $30,000 sprinkler system. One more time, put a number 1 in the chat. If you guys are like Shay and I, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, put a number 1 in the chat. I just want to see if we're around the right people. And I want to say good morning to everybody. I see T in the chat already. I see Jermaine in the chat already. I see the Marshall family in the chat already. Like, I see a lot of people here. And I've been talking to a lot of people this morning on social media before. So if you're one of those people, let me know. If you're on our TikTok channel where you can see that one picture, come on over to YouTube.
Yeah, because we've got some good stuff happening today, and you will miss it on TikTok. If you are not over here on YouTube, you will completely miss it because you won't be able to hear, you won't be able to see. So listen, Forston Consultants, Forston Consultants with an S on the end of that. At YouTube, we are live. Click that little button. And for those of you that are here with us live or watching the replay, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time we go live here in the studio.
Also put in the chat how my person right here just did it. I don't want to mess up that name, so I'm going to say K. K just put in the chat where they're from. And I'm nosy, and I want to know that. So can you guys put in the chat where you're located, city and state? And also tell me, because I love new people. Tell me if you just discovered me yesterday or last week, or I'm super new to you, or this is the first time you've ever caught us live on our YouTube channel. Because we're here 7 days a week, right? Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Then on Saturdays, like today, it's at 10 a.m.
Correct.
So put in the chat, and we're getting ready to jump into it. Put in the chat where you guys are located. And boy, do we have an announcement today. So we got some good news, and we also got a special guest all at the same time. So without further ado, let's do this real quick. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come right back with our special guest.
Hey, beautiful people. My name is Tiffany, and I'm the founder and executive director for Upward Onward Jacksonville Inc. First, I want to congratulate you for joining the ILF Masterclass, as this is your initial step, your first step for creating impact. So I came under Forston Consultants going on 2 years now, and I love it because their mentorship and their coaching is head on, side by side. They stay with you from the beginning And still now, even with me having multiple ILFs, they're still providing their coaching, their skills, and their knowledge, and just their support overall. They help with forms. They help with teaching you how to communicate with those property managers for the facilities, and also those social workers, just giving you that extra push, that those extra nuggets that you absolutely need to be successful in the ILF community. So I would like to say, come on over. Come over. We would love to have you. And just like my brother and sister stated, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the place for you. You will not regret it. You will love it, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And also with the CRM, don't tell Derek, but yes, I'm still working. He cringes when I say that, but I'm still working my 9 to 5, but only because of their CRM, that comes with their mentorship, has allowed me to actually still be in a space that I love in my community, doing social work. I am a social worker with doing these things, and also being impactful with housing. So come on over. We would love to have you. Don't think about it. Do not, because you're going to think yourself out of it. But, pray on it for sure. And we'll love to see you over with the ILF family. Talk to you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to introduce the song, and to others, Miss Tiffany Richardson from Jacksonville, Florida.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Tiffany, we're going to do a mic check because I know that everybody can hear my big mouth. But guys, right after Tiffany tells y'all her name and where she's from, can we do a mic check just to make sure that you guys can hear her? She's not in studio today. She's actually in Jacksonville, but in studio via the web. So right. Tiffany, tell the people who you are, where you're located. I'm going to look for the mic check from our people, and we're going to jump right into it.
Okay. Well, good morning, beautiful people. My name is Tiffany Richardson, and I am the founder and executive director for Upward Onward Jacksonville Inc. And that's a 501c3 organization here in Jacksonville, Florida, where we provide social support to the community, but with a special emphasis on youth and young adults at risk to homelessness. And of course, one of our things is housing. So that is where we connected with Forston Consultants.
I love it.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So Shay and I are going to probably bounce back and forth, y'all, and we're going to make this probably a interview style, right? Because I want Tiffany to tell you guys, first of all, how did she get started? But I'm going to just say it right now. We have a live event coming January 31st where Tiffany is actually throwing it and putting it together.
Yeah, she's the
So
host.
a lot of y'all have been hearing us talk about being an affiliate of Forston Consultants. She's actually doing it. And I'll admit, y'all, as a speaker, my favorite part is that I have nothing to do with it. I'm not putting it together. I'm not finding the venue. I'm not selling the tickets.
Nope.
Tiffany's doing all of that because she's got the coaching. She's doing really good at it. And now she keeps hearing other people say, Tiffany, how you did it? Tiffany, how you did it? So Tiffany's going to throw her own event because she's an affiliate of Forston Consultants, and Shay and I is going to come and drop the game on y'all. So first of all, can 5 of y'all put in the chat, Tiffany, thank you. We appreciate that. So the next thing I will do is just jump right into some questions. So Tiffany, tell all these strangers that don't know you, first of all, how did you find us, and what made you want to get into the independent living facility model?
Okay. Well, probably just like everyone else, I found you guys on Facebook first with a video that you were doing, interviewing someone else actually. And then I went over to YouTube and just start, just looking at all the videos, joining every morning that you provided the support. And I just started doing the work and reached out and said, hey, I got to do this. This is it. This is the space that I want to be in. And then I found the coaches, and it was history, making history.
How long, Tiffany, have you been under Forston Consultants?
I would say 2 years now. 2 years now.
And tell people about that, like that 2-year time frame. Were you somebody that got the house in 10 days and you were up and operational? Like, what was your journey like in the ILF and in the coaching and getting things done?
Okay. So with the coaching first, I didn't initially start off with the ILF. We did the coaching for the business, just to make sure my 501c3, everything was structured, everything that I needed, the coaching, of course, to make sure that I'm reaching out to the appropriate people, just the foundational piece. And then I was ready, but we initially did the HRA first.
I love that. So you started with the HRA, which is the housing. For those of you that don't know what that is our coaching on the housing referral agency. That is probably like that to us. That is the foundational aspect after, making sure that your business is in place. The HRA is going to help you to make those connections in the community and start getting your phone to ring. And then you're also not just making the connections with the case managers and social workers, you're also making connections with other housing providers in the community so that you're building your network. So that way you have a referral source, like you have the source and you've got the people that you can refer to. So talk to me a little bit about that. What caused you to go that route first? And how did it position you for when you received the keys to your first house?
Okay. Well, everyone cover your ears because Derek, he says he wants everybody, to take, their job. But I always say, and honestly, he stated, don't give up on your job, if that's not the space that you're in just yet. I love my job. And I'm glad that I can say that. I love my job. I am a social worker. I work in the courts, mental health treatment court, actually, for youth. So that's the space I believe, God has chosen me to be in, which has helped me with my nonprofit and the ILF space. But just being smart, with doing that step first with the HRA, because of course, profit, you want to have some income coming in first before you just jump into a house, because then you're going to be spending money on the rent or the lease or the mortgage without a backup plan, without something that's coming in. So you want that cash flow. You want to be smart and building up that wait list. Like I stated, I am a social worker, so it helps me to know who's who, get everything up, let them know what we're doing, getting us out there and letting them know that, hey, we provide independent living support to your clients, and we want to build that relationship. So that's the space that I was in first before I initially jumped out and got the facility.
So let's talk about that, because I think a lot of people, because they hold the title or they have the position as a social worker, that they feel like the road is easy. How was that transition from social worker 9 to 5 to entrepreneur in the HRA and the ILF space? In the spaces that you had available to work your business. How did that work? How easy or how difficult, or how was your acquisition of social workers to partner with? What was that like?
Okay. Well, for starters, I do see the chat and I see some of my social workers in there.
I was about to ask that. Who's a social worker here?
Yes,
Yeah,
social
you got a
workers.
few.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Many blessings to us. We need it. But
Yeah,
but I will say, building that relationship, of course, because we are social workers already, they know that we have a heart for people, and it's not just because we want to do it for income or we want to do it for whatever it is that's going on in the city or around the world. It's because we really want to help. We really want to help our people. But what helped me out, of course, with Forston Consultants is basically helping with the coaching and the VA and the systems and everything else that's in place, automations, things like that. So I can still do my 9 to 5. And then, of course, on lunch break, I'm tapping in whenever I get a minute. That's why I always say it takes work. You have to do the work. But I will say, absolutely, the coaching, helped me organize. And I'm already organized because I'm a social worker, but excuse me, but because you want to make sure you have everything in line, the VA that helped out tremendously.
I love that. And what would you say some of the obstacles were that you kind of had to face in that process of starting up? Because I think a lot of people think that it's a fly by night thing. I'll get a house. We see so many people in the ILF Academy, our Facebook group, that are getting keys to houses, and they're like, now I need help filling them. But they haven't put in no work, no sweat equity other than acquiring an asset. And now they don't even realize the significance of what's going to come out of pocket for them.
Right.
And this thing that they thought was, this dream that they aspired to do or bring forth is going to fall by the wayside because they haven't done the work. So what would you say some of the obstacles were that you encountered?
I would probably just say the time, but everything else I think kind of, fell in place because I'm already doing the work, right? So I'm
Yeah.
already doing the work. I just needed the strategy and the structure to say, hey, this is what we have to do. But I do encounter, like you stated, a few people that reach out and say, hey, I need to fill my house, or I did this step. And that is totally backwards.
Yeah.
Anything that you're doing, even if it isn't ILF, just business per se, always reach out to get a coach. Always reach out to get a mentor because you want to, alleviate those mistakes, which I call them pains and gains. You don't really want too
Like
many
that.
pains if someone
Yeah.
else has already been in that space. So thankfully, I was able to come across, this page and you guys, and I didn't have to do anything backwards because I was already doing it. And what helped me out tremendously because with the nonprofit, I'm already out there. I'm out there doing the work, I'm speaking, and then just getting things in place, asking for donations, asking for that support, letting them know what we're doing. That helped tremendously with like out of pocket expenses.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing for me.
I love it. What you
So,
got?
so I got a couple questions, right? Shay's gonna always
Okay.
ask that stuff that's, I'm gonna ask that raunchy side of what all of y'all really want to ask her. And I'm also gonna ask questions, Tiffany,
I
Mhm.
try to keep it
because
professional.
watch this, Tiffany. I'm the coach, and I'm the one that hears all the excuses usually from people. So what I hear screaming in my ear right now, sis, how
Mhm.
do you do this and you're so successful and you got a full-time job
Mhm.
and you take care of family members?
Yeah.
How do you do that, Tiffany? Tell
So,
these people, how do you do this? And you have multiple properties now, but
right.
how do you do this with a full-time job? You on call and you take care of family. Talk to the
Right.
people.
Right. Now that's real. That's the reality of
Exactly.
things. That's the real thing. So no fluff. You definitely have to have a relationship with the Lord. I do. That's just what it is.
Hello, somebody.
That's just what it is. Because I
Mhm.
can't do it off my own strength, and I'll just be honest with that. But I've been blessed to actually say, what the Lord is keeping me, and I'm praying, hey, give me my strength, Lord, and give me the wisdom to keep going with what you blessed me with. So that's been a
Yeah.
blessing. And of course, Forston Consultants, that's a blessing in itself. Um, and just being open and being honest with you guys, even when I do, if I do struggle, like I said, pains and gains with time, because everything is not perfect. No, everything is not perfect, but we make a way. We make this work, and it helps. Everything helps, but I'm able to balance it out just because again, with digital flow solutions and the coaching that I'm receiving.
I love
But
it.
Tiffany, somebody saying, Tiffany, that sounds great, sis. But how do you answer calls from social workers
Hmm.
and case managers when you got a job where you probably can't use your cell phone? Like,
Right.
I'm gonna ask all the stuff, y'all. Don't y'all worry. Because somebody's saying right
Lord.
now, well, Tiffany, I can't answer my phone at work. So how you filling all them beds? Like,
Right.
you got a system or a website or something? Like somebody's
Hmm.
thinking that. So
Right. Right.
talk
And
to
and
me.
that is a system. Again, I know I keep going back to digital flow solutions, but you have to have those systems and those automations in place where you can, still do your job. And then again, like I said, during lunchtime, or I'm
Yeah.
answering phone calls, or I'm returning phone calls, or sending emails if I want a little bit more of that personal touch, or I'm going to the meetings within my lunchtime. But automations is exactly what helps that out when it comes to answering my phone, because you're right, I can't answer my phone whenever my
Right.
phone rings, and it rings a lot. But no, I can't.
So tell me this, as Mara's going to put in the chat what system Tiffany is using. Mara, can you put in the chat what that is called? Tiffany, my next question, because somebody's thinking, Tiffany, how did you find your first property? Right? Good. Even though that's deeply in my coaching, I want them to hear from somebody that's done it. Where and how did you find your first property? But even before you answer that, Tiffany, were you a real estate person before you found us, Tiffany?
Not at all.
Did you own a rental property ever in your life?
Not at all.
Have you ever rented rooms to people ever in your life?
Never.
So tell the people from the coaching, how did you find your first property? Like, what did that, like, where did you go? How did you find that person? How in the world you got them to say yes to some rookie that you were? Somebody's thinking that.
Right. That was not my space at all. It's my space now, but that was not my space at all. But throughout the coaching, of course, you get those nuggets on how to present yourself to the homeowners or to a property management. And I actually did that. You know, I went online, and I will say my first one, they was all interested and everything like that. And then after that, didn't hear nothing else from them. So, but again, that's the pain and the gain, because I went back and I said, hey, Shay and Dare, what's my next step? What am I going to do? But then I reached out to a few people from social media on Facebook, and I asked questions. I'm okay with asking people, hey, do you have any properties that you're willing to do XYZ? Of course, you know, you go through the same spiel, let them know what you're offering. And all it took was just that one yes, and here we are.
So
Tiffany,
go ahead.
Can we share with the people what my secret prayer is? Or Tiffany, will you tell me no, I can't tell these people? Can we tell the secret prayer that I give all of my one-on-one people?
Yeah, but we don't gatekeep over here. We don't gatekeep. We shadow.
This is why she's bringing us to Jacksonville, y'all. See, y'all should be almost throwing like quarters at Tiffany's feet right now.
Not quarters. Not quarters.
Watch this, y'all. And we laugh and joke and have a great time here. But when it's time to be serious, like now, watch this. My prayer for all of y'all, and I told Tiffany, because notice what her last statement said. Everything is in the verbiage of what she's saying, y'all. She said all it took was that one yes.
Yeah.
Guess what my prayer was? I said, Tiffany, this happened to all my people, and we're going to pray it over you. I said, we're going to pray to God in the name of Jesus that you find one landlord that owns the whole city.
That part.
I don't want when you need 15 houses, you got to find 15 landlords to give you the yes. I said, we're going to pray that God give you one person in this city that owns 40, 50, 80 properties, and every time you need one, he going to call you.
Yeah.
Tiffany, has that happened or not?
It definitely happened. It definitely happened.
The proof of prayer.
So
and the power of prayer.
God and this coaching, it's hard for you to fail at this. Because I'm going to let her tell her story, but she's got one landlord now that, just like the prayer says, she said, Tiffany, I own almost this whole east side of this city.
That part.
And if you could prove this to me one time that you can do this, you can have every property I get. You get first choice.
You telling too much. Let Tiffany tell her own story.
You put a number 7 in the chat if you want God to answer your prayer like that. Seriously, put a number 7 in the chat right now if you want God to answer and honor your prayer, that when you do get the yes, because y'all, she got a bunch of no's.
Yeah.
I said, Tiffany, people are going to tell you no. You're going to hear this a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But we only need one of them to match that prayer that we're going to pray that God give you one person that owned the whole dadgum city.
Yeah.
Tiffany, back on you. So that's the prayer.
Right.
Shay, you hop into.
No, go ahead, Tiffany. I want to tell Tiffany, you tell your experience. How did this happen?
Yeah. So once I reached out to the property management, through, saying what we're offering, our program, again, let's just say that's what we're offering, housing program is not just living, right?
Yeah.
It's structured. Whether you have a nonprofit or whether you have a for-profit, it's still a program. We're offering housing assistance. But yeah, I gave her the spiel, let her know, hey, this is what we're offering. This is what we can do, XYZ. And she said, okay. Well, let's give it a go. And then, probably a couple months after that, I'm like, okay, well, Lord, am I ready for the next one? What do I need to do? Am I ready for the next one? And I'm like, okay, yes, I'm ready for the next one. But before I can even reach out to her, she reached out to me and said, hey, we have a lot. I like what you're doing. You're consistent with what you're saying. The houses are together. There's nothing going on in there. It's structure. I go by because they're gonna go by and make sure that their investment, their property is still going well. Not a fire, it's not these things going on.
I love
hanging
that.
Out.
See, hold on real quick. Let's hold on right there for a second, because most people feel like, one, they're not telling the landlord what they're doing. And you're going to have landlords that are very hands-on with their properties. Absolutely. They not only deal with property management, but they may be that landlord. Like this is an investor, right? Tiffany is dealing with a
cheat code.
Tiffany is dealing with a big time investor that has a portfolio of properties and is still buying more, acquiring more properties in the area. So the first person that comes to her mind every time she acquires a property is Tiffany now, because of the relationship. But what I wanted to say is, like, most people get into this space and they feel that they don't have to tell the homeowner. And that is where you fail quickly, because now you are you stand the chance of recreating the problem that you're trying to solve by putting people in a residence that the owner has no idea of. You're operating way outside of the legalities of what's in your lease, because most people don't take the time to read their actual lease agreement.
I did it in the beginning.
With the landlord. I won't point no fingers, but with the landlord. And then they end up in a situation, right? Which makes you easier as the tenant to be evicted. And now your eviction now falls on the people that you've brought out of homelessness or houselessness into another situation of being without stable housing again. So I love the fact that Tiffany is very, like, what people don't realize, Tiffany, you said it. People have to be very aware that no matter what or who you're renting from, I should say, and especially if they're connected to their property, they're gonna drive by. They're not gonna go and knock on the door and barge in, but they're gonna drive by. They're gonna see how you're maintaining the premises, because they want to make sure that their asset is being taken care of. And by law, remember, a landlord, a property management company can give 48 hours. I think it's 48 or how many 48 hours? It's 48 hours, and show up on the property to tell you, like, hey, I'm coming to do an inspection. Right? They can have any reason. So again, it's being honest, it's being upfront about what you're doing, how you're doing it. And that builds a better relationship, because not only did this landlord see that, one, Tiffany is taking A1 care of her property, two, the residents that she's housing have stock in this property as well, and they're doing the same. They're going to maintain it. So it's all about, so many people say, well, what's the spiel? What's the spiel? I want to know what you guys say to get the property. Well, it's hard to give you a spiel when you don't understand to unpack everything that goes into that spiel. Is a lot deeper than me saying, hey, you're going to tell the person this, because you have to be able to back what we're telling you to tell that person when you tell it. So the reason why it's so much more to go with it. So I see people all the time, well, what are y'all saying to the landlords? People can give you talking points all day, but what happens in the rebuttal?
They don't understand that I've given other instruction before that spiel.
Exactly. And they have have the access for the rebuttals. Like, what do you say when the landlord says, well, what about this? You're going to look at them and go back to your talking points and completely ignore the question they asked. So it's all about, it's not that we're gatekeeping a spiel. If I give you a spiel, I want you to be able to articulate it.
Giving it, actually. And people just don't know what to do with it usually
when they get it. Right. And that's the reason why it's like we tell it all the time.
Yeah, like
but
that
most people
spills
don't
on
know how to
my
follow up.
channel 1,000 times probably.
Mhm.
But again, if you don't have the stuff in that spill that I'm talking about, your spill is actually a lie. That's why,
useless.
again, that one-on-one coaching is absolutely a no-brainer. Tiffany, real quick, because somebody's thinking this.
Okay.
Now, you can remember, how many no's did you get before that first yes? Did you count? Did you lose count? Like 3? Was it 5? Was it 10? Like, how many people you spoke to before you got that yes?
Now it wasn't a lot of no's for the housing, but you got to think about when you're doing a program, things may be different with the no. So with the property, I believe just only 2 no's before I was introduced to the property management for the facility. Now, did I get no's in regards to, let's say, case management? And I don't want to say no, but it wasn't a follow through, or it wasn't a yes, so it was a no, right? So I would say that. But when it comes to property, too, and then I was able to see why I didn't get a response, and that helped me kind of revamp and say, okay, how do I need to approach this next person?
I love that.
So
I love that.
One thing I can just tell another secret, that when she got one of those no's, even when the response from the social worker wasn't quite what she thought, she's actually wearing one of the things today that I talk about all the time. Don't you go talk to nobody with your favorite pink blouse on. Where is the polo that's got who you're representing and what you do? Because sometimes if you're wearing the right apparel, you ain't got to say nothing. Shut your mouth. MOUF, mouth. So a lot of times, because of what Tiffany wears, it sparks the conversation. Sometimes because of what Shay is wearing, it sparks the oh, glad you asked. By the way, we house the homeless and the displaced in a shared living environment. So one of my biggest secrets too is be a walking billboard and always be branded. So Tiffany, one more time for the people that ain't got their glasses on today or they missed it. What's the name of your program and where are you located, Tiffany?
Yes, Upward Onward Jacksonville Inc, and we are in Jacksonville, Florida. And I will say, let me go back to just to make sure, whenever you're reaching out, to these providers, or whether it is for facilities, don't forget you are a business. At the end of the day, they are looking up. So whenever you send that email and your signature says XYZ on there, they're going to Sunbiz, they're going to Facebook, they're going to whatever your organization is, your Google, or wherever it is that you did the business and you structured it. I know it's different for every state, things like that. But for Florida with Sunbiz, they're going on Sunbiz to see if you legit. They're making sure. And if you say you're 501c3, they're going on the IRS website to see what it is. Are you 501c3? Are you registered? Are you coming up?
You file all your paperwork, which still makes you legal, or did you not do it last year?
Yeah.
And you're not really legal.
So I'm gonna tell on us real quick.
That, how she put that
I'm gonna tell on us real quick because this is
I'm not here to tell on nobody.
I'm gonna tell on us. I'm gonna tell on Shay and Derek. Okay.
I love it.
So our fast behinds, we've got so many businesses, y'all, and they're like, some of our LLCs are strictly for real estate, which holds our properties. Our fast behinds, Tiffany, we decided we're gonna change banks. So we call our banker and we're like, hey, we want to move one of our accounts to you. So he goes, and our banker is amazing. He's phenomenal. He pulls all the stuff for us. So we literally walk in. We literally spend time just hanging out, talking with him, like literally.
As you should.
Right. So fun fact. You ready? Don't laugh at us, y'all. So because we have so many LLCs, and it's that time of year again, right? Most people don't realize that every year you have to pay a filing fee. Your annual filing fee. Make sure that you keep that business live and well with your Secretary of the State. So we call him and he calls us back and he's like, guys, this business says it's inactive. And we're like, what?
I'm like, impossible.
I'm like, no way. How about we forgot That was out of all of the business. We kept going back and forth. We
one,
forgot that one. So be mindful of that. Like that is something that you have to do.
Quickly went on and went boop, 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 paying for it and went right to that appointment.
Literally, like he was just like, pay for it and let me know. Like, so within 15 minutes, it was listed up that it was active again. But just be mindful that these are some of the things that come with having an entity, having an LLC, having to make that payment every year for, to the Secretary of State to make sure that you keep that business as active. So it was just, I had to tell on us, Tiffany, because it was so funny. We looking at each other and I'm like, but we did this. And I'm looking, I was like, why did that one get missed? It was funny, but yeah. So just know, and it's easy to do, especially when you have multiple LLCs. And that is not that LLC again is not something it's driving funds every month, but but it had a bank account already, right? It's a real estate investment. It's a piece of real estate attached to it. So the rent goes in the account and then that's that. We don't do so much, that money just sits there. So we're not literally going back and forth. We're having a whole bunch of transactions or doing things that makes us go back and revisit that LLC. So just be mindful of that. Make sure you are doing your annual reports as it's time. We're in that season. So we'll be making some more payments.
Right. It is that season. It is a business. So act like a business, not a hobby.
And Tiffany, another question that came through is kind of like the other one, but I'll still address it. They said again, Tiffany, how do you have this full-time job and you're able to set up appointments? They said, I hear Derek talking all the time about set up appointments and shake hands with people. So how do you make time to speak to social workers and go to these meetings and outreaches again with the full-time job?
Right.
So I ask, and not so much ask, but it's still an ask, the professional ask. My hours of coming to see you is between, my lunchtime, whatever that lunch space is. And I don't need 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. I don't need all that because most of the time I've already given them a spiel through email or talking to them, very briefly and saying, hey, I would like to meet you in person just to discuss further about the program and to deliver flyers and brochures and things like that. That only takes 15 minutes. So I can see maybe 2 or 3 people during my lunchtime. And of course you structure it in the same space that you need it and not all the way across town. And of course, do you work late hours? Are you available after 4? You have some case managers. Yes, because guess what? They're doing the work during the daytime. They don't have time to meet with you at 12 o'clock because they're taking a breather. They're taking a lunch. They're, whatever they're doing, probably running to the bank. So you say, hey, I can meet you after 4 or sometimes after 5. And if it's not dark for me, 6 o'clock might be it too. If it's lit, if I'm going to a hospital or something like that. So you make it convenient for you both, but at the same time, you're trying to build that relationship. So you don't want to make it conflict.
Tiffany, you sound like a person that don't make excuses. And this is the reason why I like to have this, because I talk to a lot of people with Derek, I work 9 to 5 and I only got an hour lunch break. This woman just said she don't even need 15 minutes, y'all. In 14 minutes, she's having 2 meetings. So Tiffany, that's why I'm having you here so that other people can hear, you're sacrificing.
Yeah.
You can't claim you want all this and that and then giving all of the excuses that go along with it. So Tiffany, can you talk for 2 seconds about not making excuses and doing what you got to do to make this dream come true? And then I'm gonna give it back over to Shay.
Yeah. Right. No excuses. Let's just start there. If you prayed for this space and you prayed to help those who are unhoused and just to be in this space altogether, you got to remove the excuses. Now we set everything into perspective. If you can't do it, then you find other alternatives before you're actually ready to step out. But you make it work. You make that thing work. And when I say make it work, you say, okay, well, what's important right now? How am I willing to sacrifice? Am I willing to sacrifice? Will you say, okay, well, I'm not going to, go to a lunch meeting. And when I say lunch meeting with your coworkers, no, I have something to do. I'll come back. So it is a lot of sacrifices, but it can be done. Excuses. No, we don't make excuses because the people that we're helping, do not want to hear excuses. They want to be housed. They want the support.
So Derek, I want you to put that question back up. So I'm going to say Zamara asked she said it's great advice, appointments through lunch break. But what about the ones like myself who are in healthcare where I'm like 12 to 16 hours straight? So my advice to you, and Tiffany, you can piggyback or give some advice after that. My advice is this: we make appointments for we take time off for our doctor's appointments.
Yeah, that's good.
We take time off for all sorts of other things. Why not take the time off to handle business? Right? Prepare the others. PTO. Okay.
I love
that.
Right.
Prepare the others.
Right.
And it's not like you can schedule this time off and say, listen, and they don't have to know you have appointments, and you do. It's not a doctor's appointment, but it's an appointment. I think sometimes we get so bound to our jobs that we forget that it's a partnership between the entity that we work for and our skill set that we provide to them in order for them to meet the needs in the community or whatever customer base that they're providing resources to. And we get so focused on being good stewards of the job that we tend to want to go into the space of entrepreneurship, and we're poor stewards in the entrepreneurship aspect. Derek says it so well. We've got people that spend 20, 30, 40, 50 years on their job, but when it comes to allocating time for their business, they're not willing to give 3 weeks. They want to see an investment, a return on investment within 60 days, right? What if it takes 6 years? What people don't realize is the statistics say that businesses normally don't turn a profit until they've been in business for 3 years. That's when a business truly starts recouping a profit, outside of all of the expenses that went into building it. So I tell people, change the mind frame of how can I into when can I?
Right.
When can I schedule a few days off? Forget the cruise. The cruise can come after my business is up, running, and successful. The vacation can come after my business is up, running, and successful, because now I've got my business that's funded my vacation. Because I've allocated a week. I'm going to spend, we just talked to a young lady that we're coaching, and she says, I've put in PTO for a full week.
A full week.
And I am scheduling all of my meetings.
That's sacrifice.
I am scheduling all of my stuff now.
Right.
So that I can go and spend time at these places and even, volunteer. Like, she's even spending time as a volunteer at some of these facilities, because she wants to now be able to connect with the potential residents that are there. So what can you add to that, Tiff, if anything?
Yeah, definitely picking back on what you said. And I want to say your name correctly, Zamaria. We know it's tight, but it's right. No excuses. But we're not here to, say, hey, you need to do this, and it's whatever works for you. But when it comes to, trying to get things together, it may not be you that go and meet these people either. You might have a team, excuse me, or you might have someone else that you can train and say, hey, can you go meet these people for 15 minutes? You guys have a meeting together on what to say, what not to say. And if you can't answer it, we'll follow with you with the email. So you may not be able to do it because 12 to 14 hours, your job is important, especially if you're in healthcare. We need you. We need you in that
She's
space.
also allowed some PTO though too.
No, but that was my next thing. That was my next thing, because I definitely took off for some PTO as well, just because I wanted to make sure everything was together. Just with the emails who I'm sending it to, talking to other people, going to spaces, and I know for me, I'm in court. So some things I can and cannot do within certain days, but if I plan these things, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. And for the ladies, we do schedule our hair appointments and these things and our nail appointments to make all this happen. We make all this happen. Now I will say, now, there, close your ears and all the fellas that's on here. But for the women, if blonde is my color, right? That's me. But for a while, because hey, I'm on a grind. I had to get things together. Look at my hair color now. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. It is what it is. My nails will get done, but hey,
no excuses.
The reason why that is what I love about what you just showed is vulnerability, right? And it's the truth to how you found something bigger than yourself.
Right.
And if you can continue to put that time and the effort in to building this thing, child, when the time comes, you're gonna be able to get your hair done at whatever time of the day you want.
Listen, now don't worry, I'm coming back now. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. But I just wanted to, that was a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Being a blonde, you can't just play around. You gotta be professionally done, and that costs some funds. And not saying I don't have it, but it's not my priority. My priority was making sure everything was together. So for the ladies, there's no excuses. And we talk like this all the time because we want to be real. We want to let you know what the situation is. So hey, we would love to have you for the Chat and Chew in Jacksonville on
let's
the 31st.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Before we jump on that,
okay.
Pay some bills real
We're gonna
quick.
pay some bills first.
Okay.
But to piggyback on Tiffany, Shay, and I think Zamara put it in the chat, I'm gonna just word it a little bit differently. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something He's already told you to do.
Right.
You can say ouch, or you can say amen.
Listen, Zamara said woo.
But one more time, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for that thing He already told you to do.
Yeah.
And guys, we don't want to be arrogant. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back, guys.
Hey, David, did you know that we were coming to Jacksonville, Florida for another live event teaching the independent living facility model? Yeah, I heard that. I saw a girl posting that in that ILF Academy group that you got. I saw her put a post about it. I just didn't really know that was actually y'all. Yep, that's actually a live event that we're speaking at. Tiffany Richardson, who's actually a super affiliate at Forston Consultants, she planned this whole event. She marketed it, she planned it, and her only job was to bring Shay and I to Jacksonville to talk about it. So she's gathering 30 to 40 to probably 50 people that want to know how to do the independent living facility model, and we're going to bring it to Jacksonville, Florida, January 31st. David, make sure you don't miss it. Well, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to bring my girlfriend with me too, because I think this is something that we can do together.
All right, we are back.
Oh my goodness.
Can y'all just pray for my brother David? He's a little bit of a knucklehead. He's not as sharp as me and Dennis, but we trying to get him on board, y'all. So make sure you don't miss the Jacksonville event, January the 31st. And Tiffany Richardson right now is getting ready to give you all more info on that. Tiffany, jump right in and tell the people where we going, what is it, and who's speaking.
Yes. So we having our first Chat and Chew ILF Edition in Jacksonville, Florida on Saturday, January 31st at 12 o'clock. And we would love to see you there so we can give you, the nuggets and we can have a real conversation on what this is and how we can help the community and create generational
And what's cool about this, y'all, Tiffany care about y'all so much. She's somebody that took on the affiliate thing like way past of what we talk about. We tell you guys just to post y'all affiliate online and tell people watch this webinar. She went a step further where she's going to be throwing events. Tiffany is no different from a club promoter right now that's bringing Lil Boosie or LL Cool J or John P. Key and his choir to your city. This is no different, but she's bringing us. So she care about y'all so much. She got the venue. She gonna pay for the food. She's gonna create the atmosphere for Shay and I, and God to come before us to come and get y'all the game on what this is. And most of y'all know this, but we never kind of backtrack on the city. Guys, we just left Jacksonville like a few months ago.
We sure did.
And we featured Tiffany. She was the highlight. But because everybody keep asking her, Tiffany, girl, how you did that? Tiffany, how you got started? She can't answer the questions fast enough. So she gonna put everybody in one space at one time. And if you text the word chat, CHAT to 904-664-6692, that'll literally get you the information you need to sign up. And guys, again, you heard Tiffany, no gatekeeping. You're gonna get my experience as the coach, but you still get Tiffany as your big sister because she already in your city, especially if you're in Jacksonville. And watch this. Here's a secret. If you're an IMB member and you're in Jacksonville, you come anyway. Make sense? So if you're an IMB member, I stamp your ticket. You just come. If you under my one-on-one coaching and you live in Jacksonville, Miss Marilyn, Miss Beatrice, Miss the lady that came to the last event, Tiffany,
or even closer, and they don't even have to be in Jacksonville.
Yeah, right. Oh, no.
Surrounding areas. Come on over, Georgia.
CHAT&CHEW Live is worth the drive.
I'm stamping your ticket. Back on you, Tiffany.
Right, exactly. Come on over. So with that said, that goes into what you just stated, right? For all affiliates, like this is not just something that Tiffany can do. If you are an affiliate of Forston Consultants, you can do it. You want to have an event, you let us know. We'll check our calendars to see what it looks like. We also, especially for our ILF Mastery Blueprint people, or anybody actually, my team will show you how to set up everything with Digital Flow Solutions. So that way you're doing this not just as some haphazardly event. Tiffany and I, like Tiffany helped build the framework. Like we built a whole template that we can now pass on to other people to use to host their own chat.
Tara's going to need it.
Yep. Jermaine's going to need it.
Jermaine is going to need it. Tiffany Henry is going to need. Tiffany Henry, are you here today? Every Tiffany that I coach, I don't know what it is with these Tiffany's.
Right.
Or if your name says
we
T,
know what it is with the
or start with a T. You guys are amazing people. So Tiffany Richardson, your other sister, Tiffany Henry. Oh my God.
I know.
Got her first house and got about 5 people in it already. Tiffany, if you hear from Virginia, shout me out. Because we going to Virginia. We're going to Maryland.
Say it right.
Maryland.
Maryland.
And we come to where Jermaine is in South Carolina.
You like come with us, Tiffany?
Okay, Jermaine. It looks like they want me to come.
Yeah, come on, Tiffany. We go and make it a party. So there's a question. There's a question that I want Tiffany to answer actually, because hold on, Mars. Because I think people get caught up in the saturation conversation. So Antonia says, after some research, I'm seeing that there are several groups in my city. I'm worried about a saturated market. Do I try and partner up or venture out to other areas? What would your advice be?
That's a good one, because I know a lot of people think that. And I know we usually hear the scenario of when you go into the grocery store, the same exact food is next to the same exact food, just a different brand, different quality, right? Canada, right? Different quality, right? We gotta think quality. That's one. Then you have your who you're reaching out to, like your population. Are you going at the bottom of the aisle, middle of the aisle, or the top of the aisle? You know, so it's different structures, different tiers. So don't alleviate yourself from this space just because somebody else is doing it. You build relationships. I build relationships with people throughout the city that's doing the same thing that I'm doing. And I will say a nugget: you can't accept everybody into your home, and that's okay. So you partner with somebody else, and that may be a good fit for them to be in that program. So do not reduce yourself because somebody else is doing it. You know, you make space, create.
And what I'll add this: what a lot of people don't realize is most people are not in this space for the long haul. People are fly by night.
Yeah,
they have grand openings and grand closings within a year, right? Most people get a 1-year lease, and they are out by the end, or if not in the middle of their lease. And it's because they don't have the tenacity, that go-getter mentality to survive the ebbs and flow of this. Like any business, you have high highs and you have low lows. And most people don't know how to run a business.
Right.
And that's why I'm going to do a lot more business coaching this year, because expectations, I think people have faulty expectations. And they don't realize that you've got it's like the storehouse, right? You've got to store in the storehouse for when times get a little rough or a little slow, a little shaky.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand or realize. And then they feel like then they have to shut down. So although there seems to be a lot of people in the community doing what you want to do, I can guarantee you, if you look for them in 6 months, they're nowhere to be found. We got a phone call last year from the police department, actually. And we went and met with them. And we were like, how did you even find us? First and foremost, like, how did we get on the police, on y'all radar? Like, what? And they were like, we got this list from a mental health facility. And the list was literally about 30, 40 people long. And out of the 30 or 40 people, only 2 of us answered.
Wow.
The Angela Denise Foundation and Second Chance Housing. So it goes to show that longevity is not in this, because a lot of people jump into this for the money only.
Right.
And they lose. And what we tell people all the time, if you're in this for the money, you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
You're going to burn out. You're not going to know how to literally fluctuate with the weather when the storms come, because they do come, right?
Yes, they do.
So a lot of times you're going to see that. And then a lot of people are on do not house list.
Yep.
You've got organizations that X you off the list real quick because of any infraction. They may still be doing business, but they're not, I can guarantee you, they don't have the same partnerships that you'll get. So it's just like McDonald's and Burger King. It's like CVS and Walgreens.
Right across the street.
Right across the street.
Time, come on now. It's like all of these different things that you see, you just got to be mindful. Like Burger King's not worried about McDonald's.
One bit.
Right? Or Checkers.
Not one bit.
Or Five Guys. Or any, like, think of all of the burger places. And this is exactly, you've got to be you.
Yeah. What makes your burger stand out? What makes your piece of fried chicken stand out? Or in this case, what makes your house program stand out a little bit different?
Yeah.
Because if I can put my 2 cents in it now, and if you're new to me, you don't know this, but I used to be a social worker for 9 years. That's how all of this started. And God allowed me to see a lady, y'all, living my dream, doing it the wrong way. So I saw a lady doing it like this. And without proper coaching, if you got a bad heart, you're going to do it like this and think you helping people. I saw a lady making $41,000 a month housing people in these kind of conditions. Burnt up kitchen, beds on the floor, beds on cinder blocks, beds on the ground. So this is what most landlords are afraid of that you going to do in their house. So that's why when Tiffany went to talking to people, the landlord was asking certain questions that through our coaching, she said the right stuff and was given the yes. Yeah. But one more time, for my new people, this is what I saw as the social worker as I was begging God to change my life and help me get into it. That's why January 31st is so important. Most of y'all got 9-to-5 jobs like Tiffany, but most of y'all are not like Tiffany where you like your job. Most of y'all just like me and you ready to get the heck up out of there.
Derek was ready to run.
Even though I work around good people. Now my team, but the job itself, I was overworked, underpaid, and overworked. I feel like the job I did in my hospital, I ran that place and they paid me $28,000 a year. Now, Tiffany probably make a bunch of more money than me doing her role, but I did. And the first time that I showed that a lady was making 41 grand housing people in roaches and in rats, I just said, why not me? So for my new people that don't know me, that's where this idea came from. I was a social worker and saw this, what you see on screen. And I said, oh my God. And that girl said, Derek, I'll never teach you this, bro. You keep sending me all of these people. I said, man, I'm praying to God, God, can you change my life? God, I want to get into real estate. God, I want to help people. And God was like, Derek, wake up, bro. I put you in the middle of what this thing is. Turn it into this ministry, business, and change the world with it.
Yeah.
And that's no different from Tiffany. So one more time, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, I want to drive you to Jacksonville, Florida.
Come on.
January 31st for the CHAT&CHEW. Tiffany's hosting it, and Shay and I going to come and give all the game.
Right.
And she's still going to talk and teach, especially if you live in Jacksonville, because why not hear from Tiffany because she lived there?
Yeah.
On you, Shay.
So Patricia stating that she's in Ocala, had a house since December 22nd with no residents. I've been marketing, but just need a little help over the hump. So my question would be, how many of these, your marketing, has your marketing gotten you in the door to speak to anyone face to face? That'll be my first question for you. The second question for you is not question, it's going to be what we call an ask tell. I want to see you in Jacksonville on the 31st, because we'll be able to unpack all of this stuff to see what's going on. Literally do a hot seat with you if you show up to Jacksonville, and you'll be the person we sit in the hot seat to talk about, and we'll peel back the layers, right? So text the word chat. You don't have to do chat and chew. You can do chat, chew, chat and chew. It's you take your pick, but make it easy for yourself. You can text the word chat, not to our phone number, but to Tiffany's phone number. And that is 904-664-6692. Again, that number is 904-664-6692. Text the word chat to that number and go ahead and get your ticket so that we can see you at the Chat and Chew. Tiffany, because I know you have to run in a few, and we ain't gonna hold you because we ain't staying all day.
She never told me how long she could
yes,
stay.
She did.
So she here for the whole 2 hours.
No. She actually did, but you ain't looked. Yeah, you haven't looked.
Okay.
I love y'all, but
listen, Tiffany, same here. We ain't doing this all day today.
Well, with that being said, let me pay a few bills and we'll be right back.
David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith, and while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property, because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that. But, and you won't believe it, but I actually found a property, and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening, because that's one of my major rules, is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here, and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense?
Guys, don't be like my crazy brother David. Don't get no house in the HOA, because they're going to kick all of y'all out. Back on you, Shane. Tiffany.
I've never seen
Tiffany,
that one.
Did I teach you to get a house in the HOA, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Did I tell you to go to a community association to get a house, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Did I tell you to go through a property management company, Tiffany, to find your house?
There we go. Let's see who has more properties.
Come on now. No, I'm gonna let Tiffany invite the peoples to the Chat and Chew again, and let Tiffany do what she do, man. Let Tiffany cook for a little while, man.
Cook, and you tell us when you done, and I'll just wait, Tiffany.
We just let Tiffany cook, man. Let her cook.
Y'all so crazy. Okay, but it was definitely a joy to be here to speak with you guys and to let you know, Forston Consultants is there to help, from the beginning to the end, and those who need, the refresher, or those that need the extra hump, like Miss Patricia stated. If we can help, I think that would be the best thing, to join the coaching, so we can see exactly what the marketing is, so we can peel back some of those layers, and we can answer those questions and get you into that space of having guaranteed income. That's we want, the guaranteed income and guaranteed impact. We want to be able to do that. So I always state, please, before you start any business venture or anything, get coaching with Forston Consultants. Again, I did not start in the ILF space. It was more so of the business function with nonprofit, and just making sure everything was in line to actually move to the next step. And it just so happened that, hey, this is what I wanted to do. And they were still able to help with that process, and still is. So I invite you out on January 31st, which is a Saturday. And it's not long. It won't be long and overdue, but we will stay, to help you and to make sure that you're in a good space to move forward for this impact for your housing program. That's, again, for your housing program. So come on out, register. Please text chat You can do chat and chew, just chew or just chat, but just text chat to 904-664-6692. And it is on the screen, but again, 904-664-6692. And I look forward to meeting you guys.
Tiffany. As always, sis, it is an honor and a privilege and a pleasure.
She's busy, y'all. So just like when we pull anybody over, y'all know we laugh and joke and play, but she's super busy. She's got a lot going on in her life. And I say that for you people that make excuses. Don't raise your hand. Don't put no number in the chat. But Tiffany is the epitome of not making excuses and not being funny. She got a job. She got a few entrepreneurship endeavors, and she takes care of a lot of her family.
Can I tell you, I learned about a few.
There is no excuse of what you got going on because we all got that. Let Tiffany be an inspiration.
So let me tell you, I thought Tiffany, had the ILF, the nonprofit. And as we started building out the stuff for the Chat and Chew, these other businesses started popping up. I started getting emails from other businesses. And I'm like, I'm so confused. I'm like, can you check your
right.
I think something's wrong. And she's like, no, girl, that's my boutique. That's my
watch this, y'all, because under our coaching, you will not just do this. God has called you to something else, or you also got a dream on your heart or in your head. We gonna help you develop that.
Right.
So you just thought I was gonna coach you in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany gonna come back next time and tell you about all the other entrepreneurship endeavors that really came from this one thing. Watch this, y'all, and I'm going. Well, Tiffany's going. We might be going.
We going.
Shay and I started one business, y'all, called Second Chance Housing. And that's my program. Now, don't you use the word housing because I got a whole coaching about that. Yeah. The word housing is dumb. I didn't know no better. You use something different like solutions or enterprise or foundation. Right. Anyway, I truly believe, not because I'm so good, not because I'm so great. I truly believe that God blesses the socks off of my feet because of the first business/ministry we ever started. He said, wow, Derek, you want to care for people? You want to spend money on folks before you make a dime? You're going to go and rent a house and house people that can't afford an apartment or to buy a house. Derek, I'm going to honor that. And I'm going to go, I'm going to blow on this business. And under my coaching, because God's so crazy about me, my prayer going to rub off on you. I pray over Tiffany more than she probably know. Why is that? Because she might. So when you come under this coaching, my prayer is that God bless the socks off of your business, but also your health, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. So I kind of never want to hear Tiffany saying that she's sick or can't go because her body isn't able. The devil is a liar. Because we pray healing and restoration over all of y'all. And under my prayer, there is nothing wrong with none of y'all. You are healed, delivered, and set free. And I'm done. But Tiffany, bless the people one more time. Oh, yeah, Tiffany, where can they find you at? What is your social media? Because if I was y'all, I would go stalk her page and say, wow, Tiffany getting these people because she posting this stuff. Where you think she learned it at? From her big brother. So can 25 of y'all right now, when she tell you where to find her at, other than go and just be nosy, because I want you to go and be nosy on her page, but please, while you're there, do a comment, hit a like, and tell Tiffany you appreciate the insight.
Share her information.
Invite somebody else to her event January 31st. Shay, back on you and Tiffany, and I'll share my big mouth.
Honestly, that's it. Like, see you at the Chat and Chew.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Tiffany branded this Chat and Chew.
Tiffany, will you come back on Monday at 7? Are you available Monday at 7, Tiffany? Check your busy schedule.
Right. Look, I'm like, wait, let me see.
I know more people that need to be on here. But if we can do you back to back, no problem. But if you need a break in between,
let us know. Yeah.
T Sims owe us a recap.
Yep.
Tiffany Henry owe a recap, and so does Jermaine.
And
Jermaine's never been in studio, and Katara ain't been in the studio since last year.
So
she Williams came on my doorway from Katara, so we gotta bring Katara back.
Look, now why y'all don't have all us on here? We're a family. We're a family now.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
We're a family.
Really quickly, y'all. can two of y'all do me a favor? Tiffany gonna kill me. But can two of y'all ask a question really quickly that we didn't ask to Tiffany?
Y'all
Tiffany
better hurry
answer
up.
it, and then she gonna leave this screen.
Y'all
One more
better
time,
hurry it up.
2 questions. The first 2 you see, Tiffany, you answer. And then after that, sis, thank you so much for your time, your talent, and as God would say, for your treasure. Because people there, Tiffany, there's a lot of people in your city right now that will be homeless without you. So thank you for listening to the call, not from me and Shay, but from the call from God that told you to do this. Tiffany, congratulations. And in Jesus' name, I pray God bless you so much you have no room to contain it, that you got to give it away, meaning your finances and the support and help with what this is. In Jesus' name. If y'all agree with that, put amen in the chat for Tiffany.
Amen.
2 questions in, and we gone. Tiffany, the queen says, do you allow your people to cook on your stove, or do you lock it with a chain and a lock?
You know what? She did not say that,
but listen, the Queen Within Club. Okay, so if you're a part of the ILF Academy, which I really hope you are on Facebook, I did a video to share that and answer that, because a lot of people do ask that. Considering we are a housing program, and we're doing independent living. Of course, I allow them to cook on the stove, and I have an air fryer. However, there are rules, and there's always rules within a housing program. But to answer your question, yes, they are able to cook, and they cook down too. And I mean, cook.
Listen, girl. It be times I walk in, I'm like, can I have a plate?
I posted this morning in our ladies' facility, her house, showing y'all that we don't cook for our people. Miss Anita cooking her own breakfast. Please go follow Second Chance Housing. And Tiffany, you got your second question on screen, but follow me, guys. I posted this morning at Second Chance Housing of my people cooking in Shay's kitchen. Tiffany, last question for you, and we're going to get you out of here.
My people in my kitchen.
Right. What are we doing here?
ILF people in her kitchen.
Okay. So the question is, was the nonprofit a good way to go with your program? It's kind of long-winded, but I'm gonna give you, just a little snippet. It helped me out tremendously. I would say that, just because I'm doing the work in the community. So it did help me, whether it was with donations. And I will put out there, I did not furnish my first house or my second house, because I was able to get donations through the nonprofit. So I would say that it does help tremendously. Do you have to start with a nonprofit? Absolutely not. No. As you can see, Shay, we do the 501c3. We're on that side. We're on the nonprofit side. But Derek, he doesn't like the regulations and all those things. So he's on the for-profit.
Don't tell me what to do.
Right. So to answer your question, Inspiring Visions, my nonprofit for me was absolutely a good way for the program.
Yeah.
Tiffany, do you house male and females together?
I do not.
Why?
Look, short answer, long answer. Short answer for me, liability. But long answer, just because I want, the structure of it for myself. I just don't want the additional headache. And it works for people, right? It works for other people. But for me specifically, I would like to separate that just because of my population as well. I have a different population that may not, need another gender that's of opposite with them. And I respect that space, and I respect it. And that's the way I'm going.
All right. Well, guys, I cheated. I gave her 2 extra questions.
Right.
Get out of here.
Okay. Y'all come on over.
If you need anything from us, you please call me or Shay, because as you know, guys, when you got the one-on-one coaching, you get our phone number.
Exactly. Yeah.
But other than that, Tiffany, thank you so much.
We're in a group chat anyway.
Right. You get out of here, sis.
Love you, girl.
I'm gonna give it back to you.
Y'all love
you.
January 31st.
January 31st.
Bye, Tiffany.
She's yelling, Tiffany. But hold on, she's yelling January. So again, January 31st.
Social media too,
I didn't put that in there. I'm so sorry. So for me personally, it is my name, first name Tiffany Richardson. on there. And then for the independent living, the program itself is Upward and Onward Jacksonville. And I'll put that again in the ILF Academy, and I'll just link everything together. So everyone, please join the ILF Academy on Facebook. I'll see you guys on January 31st.
So thank you,
See
Tiffany.
Have a good one.
Keep here for 45 more minutes.
No, I'm not.
I'll hold it down, Tiffany.
I sure ain't. That's what we ain't finna do.
Did you guys enjoy that, though? Just all seriously, did you guys enjoy insight from somebody else that was taught this game other than me and Shay? And I want to actually see that in the chat. Did you guys appreciate that?
I want to say something. So our house, your home. I love the way that sounds. Just put in the chat. They're joining us from Facebook. Thank you and welcome. They said on November 17th, I was scrolling Facebook and saw a reel about this type of program. I sent a message to my partner. We stayed on the phone for 3 hours devising a plan that same night. The longest phone call. Hold on, the longest phone time I've gotten. I'm an educator and he's a case manager. All the skill sets to do it all. We have our first house December 22nd. First, your house member resident came in on December 31st.
Nice.
But somewhere in between, we watched your free class and you gave us knowledge on all things that tightened our program up.
Where are you seeing this?
It's in the chat.
Oh, wow. Nice.
There it is. It covers us. So I just wanted, I wanted to post that. Go ahead. It's fine, Marielle. No, it's fine. Mars, you don't need to see us. I just want people to see this. Like, this is a blessing, because we tell people all the time, you know, if you invest in your own self, like this person hasn't paid us for coaching or nothing. They've tuned in. They've joined the free classes. They've done things to empower themselves. And they're out there doing big things. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Guys, what she's probably also talking about is that $5 group that we have. So if you've never heard of us talk about that, guys, I taught a 4-hour master class that normally only my one-on-one people usually get. But guys, if like, I literally have a group that's 16 cents a day, which equals out to $5 a month. I'll play a commercial for it, but literally that's what she's talking about. And some of y'all that may feel like you can't afford the one-on-one coaching or the group coaching or even the DIY, you need to start with at least the $5 group. So I'm going to touch on that real quick. We'll be right back and we're going to close you guys out for the day.
Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my masterclass that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there.
Our house, your home. If you can do us a huge favor, we would greatly appreciate it. Would you mind shooting us a video, just stating your experience from our free content? We would greatly appreciate that. And we got something for you. We got something for you. We don't just ask for the stuff without, you know, making it right. But if you can, send us a video, and you can send that to admin, ADMIN, at forstonconsultants.com. Send that video if you don't mind. We would so greatly appreciate that, because we want people to see the power of really indulging in even free content that gives you the ability to kind of go in and dive in and do some research and get going, because y'all did it. Like, y'all did it. There, give me some claps and horns, and man, give me the stuff.
That person, I don't know you, ma'am, and I'm sure you feel like you know me now, but you did something I preach about all the time. You moved at the speed of instruction. Like, you didn't just read that stuff or look at it and just, well, you know, you and your partner immediately got on that phone and start devising a plan to, and then I'm gonna say you ran into us, but that wasn't no coincidence. To
tighten it up. Like, that's powerful.
That's called God's perfect timing. Divine timing, as some of y'all call it, for such a time as this. And that's why we do that. So guys, 7 days a week, we're live here at 7 p.m. Eastern. Starting tomorrow, my team is going to start playing a replay every morning at 7:15. So I'm now going to be live 7 days a week, guys, at 7:15 in the morning. That will be a replay. But for anybody that's looking for us or while you're getting dressed for work in the morning, we want to put something out early morning. 7 p.m. Eastern is what we're known for mostly. And then we got another set of videos that go out at 11:45 at night. So what I mean, guys, is I'm hard to miss. So if God has put this on your heart to do it, I put so much information out that it's hard to fail. And most of y'all need to start with the free content. But if nothing else, make sure you get that $5 group. And then once you watch the masterclass in that group, I hope you come to Jacksonville January 31st. And then most of y'all should be jumping into the coaching. We start our fresh, brand new cohort for the ILF Collective in February.
Correct.
So literally February 1st. So if you sign up between now and February 1st, especially if you want that collective coaching where we meet every 2 weeks. So there's my one-on-one coaching, and then there's called the collective coaching. The collective actually meets more than my one-on-one people.
Yeah.
But if you one-on-one coaching, guess what? I'm going to give a little secret. I'm inviting y'all to that same meeting too.
Yeah.
So my collective people don't get me one-on-one, but they get me twice a month. So every 2 weeks. But if you're one-on-one coaching, you're invited to that. Because remember, if you're one-on-one, I spoil y'all and give y'all everything. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about, make sure you go to forstonconsultants.com and check out every package that we have. And then you figure out where you need to fit in at. We'll be right back.
The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase "more info" to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase "more info" to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text "more info" to the phone number 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text "more info" to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these 2 words, "more info" to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go.
Back to you, Michelle.
Text the word 5 or the number 5 to 407-326-0086 to get access. You can do either one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So you can text the word 5 or the number 5 to 407.
Text the word 5 just to be sure.
I know because I fixed it. But anyway, text the number 5, the word 5. We'll go with that.
FIVE. The Queen just joined. So in the Queen, as soon as you get in that group, click the tab that says learning.
Yeah.
And that's where both of the ILF Masterclass and the HRA, which stands for Housing Referral Agent, 90% of y'all want to do this, but can't go out and buy a house tomorrow or rent one. The HRA allows you to get started tomorrow, and you don't need a property.
Yeah.
And you can take people from homeless to hopeful, make money doing it, and you don't need the real estate. You need a cell phone and an internet connection. That's it. So make sure you watch the HRA, because 90% of y'all that's watching this right now, that's where you're going to start.
Yeah.
The other 10%, you guys can go out and buy, lease, or rent a property kind of fast. But I want all of y'all to master the HRA, because that's how you get your phone to ring, whether you have a house or not. So make sure you do both of those and click the tab that says learning and jump into both of those today.
Yep.
Shay, back on you.
That's it. He said it.
That's it.
You heard the man.
You sure that's it? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys be good. And remember, we're live 7 days a week. So even tonight, my team probably going to put some at 7 p.m. So 7 days a week, guys, we're hard to miss. Saturday is the only day kind of where it's at 10 a.m. But every other day, as I told you guys, is at 7 p.m.
And then the new live at 7.
And then the new live that's early in the morning now is 7:15 to probably about 8 o'clock. So, guys, I'm hard to miss. And I appreciate God bumping you and me into each other. Because probably you prayed for this, and we pray for good people all the time to teach it too.
Yeah.
So there's no coincidence you met me today. So let's do it like this. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. Thank you for the ability to just give out what you gave Shay and I. Even through Shay and I went through bumps and bruises and lawsuits in the Channel 8 news, God, it was for these people so that they won't make any mistakes. Somewhere in your good book, it says, write the vision and make it plain. God, that means for these people so that when they read this vision of how to do this thing in your name, God, it works. Make these people rich, God, and add no sorrow. God, bless them from the top of their head to the soles of their feet. And every injury, every ailment is healed today in Jesus' name. Yes. There is nothing wrong with y'all mentally or physically. You guys have the mind of Christ and an able body to do what he's already called you to do. And God, let no devil in hell stop these people. Not a city official, not their family members, not a spouse, God, not a hater. God, what you set up in their minds and in their hearts to do, let no man take it away. Because, God, we're going to be ever so careful to give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. Now, God, will you give these people every resource that they need? God, these people lack nothing. And nothing will stand in the way of them helping your people. God, I didn't come up with this. You said the poor and needy will always be among us. God, you was just smart enough to allow us to use real estate to help these people. And God, thank you for the generational wealth that is going to gain these people. God, what you did for Shay and I, God, 10x that for these people. God, somewhere in that good book, it also talks about that the student one day should outdo the teacher. God, I want these people to outdo me and Shay and be the preferred vendor in their city for when it comes to affordable housing. And God, I say thank you. I say thank you right now for what you're going to do in the lives of these people. And one more time, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God, your power that worketh in us and in their family. And God, one more time, we say thank you. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Say amen. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Be great.
Dennis, would you happen to have like a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? Like, what kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then, because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too.
That's fine, David, but can I ask what's up with the hat and the sweat across the neck? Like, what's that all about?
Hey, Dennis, I was watching one of your replays on your YouTube channel, over there at Forston Consultants, and you said something about paying us as an affiliate if we refer somebody to y'all and they get the coaching, you will pay me. Like, what does that mean?
David, do you listen or understand anything we talk about? And yes, that's true. We'll literally pay you for using your affiliate link, that if you drive somebody to us for the coaching and they get it, we pay you 40%. We started that last year. Not sure how long Derek could continue to do that, but David, get in now. Text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. Fill out the information and you're in. It's that easy.
Wow, man. That's a heck of a deal, because basically you telling me if I refer somebody to you for your one-on-one coaching, you're going to give me 40% of that.
Hey, Derek. I just want to ask, what's the biggest benefit of independent living facility?
Well, in my opinion, the best form of real estate is shared housing. That's why we invented the independent living facility model, because we view it like this. Why get one house and rent to one income, right? A family usually, mom, dad, 3 kids. What the ILF model does, it allows you to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home and take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. That's the benefit of shared housing.
So what's the secret to being so successful in the ILF housing model?
The biggest secret literally that we have, and it's kind of no secret because we always say it, we keep God first, right? We love people and we love real estate. So we live by this thing that says that we want to please God, right? Because we believe that if you do that, man, everything else can just fall in place. We believe in helping people. And that's something that's actually in the Bible. God says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto him. We also believe in being respected by our community while we're doing it. When I first started this, guys, nobody knew me. Today, we're really well known, but not because of how great I am. It's because of the housing program that's changing the lives in the city in which we live in. And then the last part about it, I want you guys to make enough money to feed your family. So one more time, we believe in pleasing God, helping people, being respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. And you can do that while doing the independent living facility model. So just text more info, just those 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086. And that's the first starting point.
David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith, and while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property, because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that, but and you won't believe it, but I actually found a property, and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening, because that's one of my major rules, is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association, because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense? So Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population, or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF? Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right, choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults, which just so happens to be my favorite.
Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this show. But just in case you was wondering, how in the world do we rent these properties or lease them? And what does the conversation sound like that we're telling the homeowner to convince them to rent their house to us? That's one of the biggest things in this business, and I want to give it to you. So text the word PURPOSE, PURPOSE, to the phone number 407-326-0086. And we're going to give you the exact guide to what we say, how do we dress, how do we find them, everything you need to know in terms of to get your first property. We put it in the ebook. And again, it's called The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit. Text the word PURPOSE to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. I hope you guys are enjoying the information, and we super appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget, though, if you want to be an affiliate of what we do to get 40% of it, make sure you guys text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. And remember, I pay 40% of whatever you sell. I hope you guys are enjoying the information. If you want more information just like this, what you're hearing now, make sure you text the phrase more info, and don't put it in the chat. Text it to this phone number. Text more info, that's MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. We're going to give you our complimentary webinar, and then that leads to a complimentary call with me and my team to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show.
Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this show. But just in case you was wondering, how in the world do we rent these properties or lease them? And what does the conversation sound like that we're telling the homeowner to convince them to rent their house to us? That's one of the biggest things in this business, and I want to give it to you. So text the word PURPOSE, PURPOSE, to the phone number 407-326-0086. And we're going to give you the exact guide to what we say, how do we dress, how do we find them, everything you need to know in terms of to get your first property. We put it in the ebook. And again, it's called The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit. Text the word PURPOSE to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success.
We figured out your problem. You have a great business or a great business idea. You just don't have a website. So visit digitalflowsolutions.net and get the best website in the world for only $97. And then you just pick your monthly plan. Let's get back to the content. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co, and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise.